line it up, and then it'll click in. Okay? So say I want to do a buttonhole right here. It would already have been marked from my pattern, whatever I was using, right? Okay, I've got my presser foot on, got my button in there. I'm gonna pull the button lever down. Okay, so you guys probably didn't even know this is here, but there's this black lever that comes down and it rests right against this thing. Okay?
I wondered what that thing was.
So what happens is that it sews, and then when it hits this mark, it'll start sewing the opposite direction. That's how it knows how long it is. Because when I put the button in, this was moving different lengths. Okay? So you've got, if you forget anything about the button, it'll probably be to put this lever down. So make sure it's down, and it should be just, you know, barely touching that. Okay? And then the only funny thing about doing a buttonhole is that it sews the opposite direction from normal. Okay? So if you just looked at this, which way do you think the buttonhole would sew?
A right way.
Well, I just told you the opposite. Yeah, exactly. So if we're sewing along, it moves like this, right?
Yeah.
So I would think the button would sew from this direction to this direction, but it doesn't. It starts up here and goes backwards and then comes back. So I'm going to put this side of my button mark in the little viewfinder.
But you can't find your view.
See the hole right here? You got to just kind of look and get it as centered as you can as possible in there. Okay? And then my buttonhole that I'm going to do is just this normal rectangular number 6. Okay? So I'm going to arrow over to number 6, and my presser foot's down, and I'm just going to step on the foot pedal and keep my eye on it. It's starting to get a little bunched up. Of course. Okay, it's not working very well. Let me tighten the tension. Okay, I'm just tightening it up a little bit. There, that looks like it's working better. So see, I don't even really have to touch it. And then it's going back down. And doing the other side. And then see, my foot's still pushing the same amount, but when it's done, it's done. Then they can let go. So that one turned out very nice. To open it up, what you have to do is put 2 pins on each end so that you don't accidentally rip through any stitches down here at the end. So this is just kind of like an insurance policy. So I'm going to kind of pin off these 2 areas. Okay. And then you can just use a seam ripper to open up in here. So just be very careful not to get any of your stitches. Oh, I nicked a stitch. Just take your time and get just the fabric. Okay. All right, now let's make sure my button fits. There we go. Fits through perfectly.